Reno Omokri has once again spoken out about his personal experience with Senator Natasha Oduangan. Of course, we all know that there's a an issue going on in the Senate House between Natasha Oduangan and the Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria, which involves Senator Godswill Akpabio. So now Omokri said his own words, side of of the story, saying his encounter with Senator Natasha Oduangan is not really funny, describing her as a destroyer. In his words, he labeled Senator Natasha Oduangan as someone with destroying reputation. He described how she almost ruined his life with what he called completely false accusations. According to him, Natasha once accused him of sexual harassment during a public event in 2014, which no one knows if it is true or not. So Reno stated that at the time she claimed he harassed her, he was not even in Nigeria. He backed up his defense with his travel documents, including passport stamps and flight records, proving he was abroad. He said the moment he released his evidence, Natasha quietly deleted her social media posts. Reno called her actions reckless and damaging, especially to someone with public image and family. He claimed Natasha never apologized publicly despite tarnishing his image and name. He questioned how someone with such a record of falsehood could turn around and accuse others in the Senate. According to him, this same person now accuses Senate President Akpabio of harassment. He warned Nigerians to be careful not to blindly believe every emotional outburst. Reno said Natasha's refusal to apologize shows a lack of accountability. He insisted that she thrives in the chaos of controversy and manipulations, that she just wants to manipulate Nigerians into believing what she said. So he described her as someone who weaponizes activism to silence others and push her personal ambition. So Reno further stressed that if she could try to destroy his name with lies, anyone could be her next target. He accused her of creating conflict where there should be peace. He described her behavior as a threat to values of democracy and justice. He also said that she should submit herself to a lie detector test if she stands by accusation. In his words, those who shout the loudest are sometimes hiding the darkest truths. So he concludes by saying, Natasha may fool the crowd, but truth always wins in the end. So right now, people are believing to understand that Reno never likes Natasha. And now, from what he's saying and from his own assertion, it really shows that he strongly believes that Natasha is a liar and that she's trying to destroy the Senate with lies and trying to convince Nigerians into believing her. But the same Reno, have never asked if what Natasha is saying is true or not. So he strongly believes that Natasha is a liar because of her past experience with her, which is not the truth. This is not how to judge a case. This is not how to judge a case. When there is a case between two people or more, everyone should be asked some important questions or his own side. So, but no one have ever asked Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio about what Natasha is saying, whether it is true or not. Even the court of competent jurisdiction have never asked. And in some countries, he should have stepped down and thorough investigations should be carried on to know what actually happened and where the truth lies. So, from what Reno is saying, many Nigerians are saying that he is biased based on his what an APC spokesperson. Of course, we all know that Reno never supported APC before, never supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He even went further, accused Bola Ahmed Tinubu of being a drug lord, that he is the hush puppy of Nigeria, that he is the same thing with hush puppy. He even went ahead to US to verify about credentials, his criminal case, the President Tinubu's criminal case. But all of a sudden, he turned to stop supporting what Tinubu and his government leadership, everything about Tinubu. So no one expected less on this very case, because his own side is that of supportive nature to the leadership of APC. So no one is taking him serious about this. Even everything he said about Bola Tinubu is there on media. Everything, all the accusations, everything that Bola Tinubu is a criminal, openly he said it in his media, his video. Everyone has it. So right now he's the watchdog and playboy of APC. So no one expected anything less on this Natasha case. So right now we are going to go into the details and show you everything Reno Omokri said about Senator Natasha on this very video. So if you have never subscribed, please kindly subscribe to this channel for more updates on this and many more. Thank you so much. Let us go into the details and you hear yourself everything Reno said about this very case.
And she wants to return. He said no, you can't return because there's a court case. But as I said, that court case was even before the suspension itself. But I wanted to ask you, and I know your view about I know that your argument about Natasha. But what I want to ask you, Reno, is that if Natasha is not the person that is receiving this treatment, will your attitude, will you support the suspension of an elected representative by the Senate?
Yeah, I mean, suspension happened in the United Kingdom in Parliament. I worked at the British Parliament as a temp while I was doing my masters in England. So suspension happens. The suspension happens at Congress in the United States. I've been to Congress several times. So you can suspend. But let me land. So you can suspend. The issue there is that Natasha Akpoti has a pattern of dishonesty. She's falsely accused me of similar things to what she's accused the Senate President, and she lied against me. Now, if I didn't have a first-class British Airways ticket, on which I had to go and ask British Airways to send to me, proving that I was not in the country on May 6, 2014, when the President Jonathan hosted President Uhuru Kenyatta to a state banquet, and also showed my passport with a stamp on U.S. immigration, she would have finished me. My life would have been over. She lied against me, saying that I made sexual advances to her at that event, and I wasn't even in the country. Eventually, I was paid a huge sum as out-of-court settlement. So that is a pattern of dishonesty. Another pattern of dishonesty that we see is when she went for the International Parliamentary Union. She sat on the seat with the leader of Nigeria and spoke as if she was representing Nigeria. Actually, that seat did not belong to her. That seat belonged to Honorable Kafilat, who had been called to the high table. And then when she saw that seat was empty, she stealthily went there and sat down. And that is opportunistic. It shows that is how it happens. It shows if I'm lying. I mean, Natasha is very, very so that shows dishonesty. Now, I don't know what happened between her and the Senate President because I wasn't there. But one thing I know is that Natasha is a liar, a very dishonest human being. Now, in the case of her suspension, look, you've seen situations whereby governors were impeached or governors maybe decided one election and then maybe another person was declared and then they went to court. When they went to court, sometimes they won their case. And when they won their case, after the time, like the 4 years, those governors argued before court. I said, no, I'm not going to go because, let's prove that I was in court. And then the court ruled in their favor. An example is Peter Obi. And that's why in Anambra, they don't have elections with other people. That's why in the state like, exactly. That's why in some other states, they have official election like Osho. So the same thing is this. This woman went to court. The case is pending in court. It's sub judice. Now, she cannot say she wants to now come back to the National Assembly when she was the one that took people to court. And she is a very, very, meticulous individual. She's in court with the Senate President. She's in court with Mwaburi. She's in court with one or two other principal officers. And then she's made allegations against other people. She's accused the Senate President and the former governor, Yahaya of attempting to kill her. She's presented no evidence. these are sexual allegation can raise the Senate President. She's dreaded anything. She just relies on social media on people like what's her name? All the critic, and all critic herself has serious integrity issues. Very serious integrity issues. So these are people who are trying to project themselves. So look, if you look at the facts of the matter unemotionally, if this was not a mixed race, light-skinned woman who is pretty and knows how to manipulate people, if this was a man like me, with white beards, and then, like people like Obi and those, would I say, opportunistic people around that would not take this case the way it is. So we need to focus on what cannot lie. Let us focus on the facts. This woman is a terribly dishonest individual who has taken several cases to court, and the public, as well as the National Assembly, should allow those court cases play out, and when they play out, whatever the court says should.
This is words of Reno Omokri. So from her words, we can understand right now that she's just biased. She's just trying to protect the image of APC, reputation, image of the Senate President, and he really don't care about the case, about the uproar of what Natasha happened, and even the management of the Senate, the administrative nature of the Senate, and what actually happened. He's just pointing hands to the Natasha. So this is just a clear case of bias. Just trying to protect image of APC before the international community. He just came to the channel to protect the image of APC and that of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. So but this case should be a case of looking at the injustice, impunity, administrative control in the Senate House, that no one is more Nigerian than others, that everyone there is just there to represent his or her own people, not about trying to cover up any issue. They should allow every senator, any Senate member to do her job very, very well, irrespective of affiliation or anything, or party affiliation or anything. That is just the case. But Reno, who everyone in Nigeria have seen as an double-edged knife. He supports here today, tomorrow he supports there. So he's not very clear on his stances. He's just being biased about this very case. That is what everyone understand. But that is not by the way. So we are looking forward to seeing how this case is being resolved come 7th October, and what happens in Senate House when Natasha must duly start her legislative function to represent her people very, very well. So there's no problem. Let's just see how it goes. So kindly subscribe to this very channel for more updates on this and many more. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely day ahead.